All right, hello, hello, RevShare Lifestylers. It's so wonderful to see all of you tonight. We're going to get started in about another minute here. But for now, please, inside of the comments, please let us know that you can see us, that you can hear us, and where you're coming from. Yeah, exactly. We're live, so if you have to refresh your screen, go ahead. Yeah, you should definitely have it up here. Make sure that you guys put your information in the chat, introduce yourselves, and let us know that you're here. So we had a big mailing. We had like a lot of people actually email their lists today for the webinar, so I'm expecting a good turnout, which is definitely pretty awesome. I love that you guys are following the system. I love that you guys are following the daily strategy and the weekly strategy steps. Do we record these webinars and post them for future viewing? Yeah, that is something that we have talked about. We do have them all recorded, but they are not inside the system. That's something we've talked about, bedabbled about. So but things change week over week. So that's one of the reasons why we try to keep them fresh. So I hope that answers your question, Malatek. All right, so let's go ahead and jump on into it. You guys ready to go?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
All
Let's
right.
roll.
Cool. Right on, guys. Well, a couple of things I want to talk about. Obviously, there's been some changes to the system, some badass changes to the system, which is really, really freaking cool. Okay, so a couple of new offers are inside the system, and they're in the system right now because, man, they are paying out, and they're paying out daily, sometimes within a few minutes, which is freaking badass. Okay, so Ultimate RevShare, very first new offer that we added to the system. Ultimate RevShare has been around for a couple of months now. What's really stood out to me about Ultimate RevShare is the fact that they have a commitment to pay their people within 24 hours. I've been getting my payments within a few hours. I started off with a couple of bucks, like $20, and I got my money back, within the next day. So I've already hit my seed money back. It's a dope program. It's one of the fastest rev shares out there. But what's great about it, what creates the stability behind it, it's not these like major ad packs that are expiring within like 3 days. They do take about 10 days or so to expire, which is great because it gives time for the system to continually refresh, add new funds, so on and so on and so on. In addition to that, too, they have a really interesting compensation plan that allows you to earn, first off, 2 levels deep, which is obviously, awesome because you get to leverage not only your results, but the results of your downline, which is so freaking badass. In addition to that, too, though, you get paid compensation plan, like compensation from repurchase has its own little compensation plan, and so does the cash balance. So that means, more stability, more long-term, and, fast earnings. So I've had a discussion with their owner, the owner of their company. The guy is really cool. They're doing additional work to it. So it's definitely one of the coolest programs. If you guys haven't signed up, you can sign up, get a free account. There's no monthly membership with it. Here's the catch. You have to fund your account. Okay, if you don't fund your account, then it's not going to work for you for obvious purposes, obvious reasons. So get in, fund your account. Start with $10. That's the minimum to fund your account with. $10, $20. If you really want to just max out the system like right away, go in with like $100 and just hit hard. That's what I would recommend. The other new offer that's inside of there is called Be On Push. Be On Push is a really interesting program because the way that the compensation plan is designed is it's a full-on team build. Okay, so let's just say, for instance, that you happen to sign up into my leg or Saron's leg or Julian's leg or whatever. What ends up happening though is, like, let's say you're like 5, 6, 20 levels deep or whatever, like, we're going to be building your downline for you and alongside with you is what I really should say. I don't like to do anything for anybody, just straight up for anybody. I expect you to be an entrepreneur and I expect you to run your business too. Can I get a here on that? Anybody?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But we build your downline alongside with you with Beyond Push. It was one of the coolest programs ever. It's not only that, it's going really viral. It's getting really popular right now, and you get to earn from my results. You get to earn from your downline results. You get to earn from like just continually down the line. It is an awesome, amazing program. The way they make money is even cooler. Okay, so the way that they make money is they make profit based on incremental bids inside of a real-time bidding network. That was a big technical explanation to say that what they do is they have an advertising slot, say on Facebook, and they even mentioned Facebook as one of their partners. Say on Facebook or the Google Ad Network or Bing Ad Network or any of these major advertising networks. They have an advertising slot on there that's cost, let's say, 50 cents. They then mark that up to 60 cents and sell it off to somebody else, that ad slot. Then they have a 10-cent profit. So they're allowed to work with all of these different networks, YouTube, Facebook, Google, so on and so forth, to so many different networks, and they sell those ad slots, and they just have like these incremental profits. We all get to share in those incremental profits. That's what's so cool behind it, is because they're supported by income that comes from totally outside of their network and totally outside of our efforts too. So you're supported in that program to really, really expand. It's a pretty awesome program. I'm going to have some training materials coming up this week for that. That'll be inside of the RSL system, and those are some of the updates that are within the system right now, guys. Also, too, MyCash Freebies has been moved to its own tab. It's called Setup Passive Income, and that Setup Passive Income tab, that's for people who want to do work once and get paid over and over and over again. Okay, so there's a couple different types of people. Me personally, I accept money in all forms. I accept money from doing coaching. I accept money from affiliate products. I accept anything on the internet that's generating income for me, so long as it's ethical. I accept those funds, and I'm open to it. And because that's the case, for me, I'm a major fan of passive income. So I decided to put MyCash Freebies on its own passive income tab, and that way, those who like to accept money in all forms and like to accept money from the internet, it's there. It's there to just do the work once, and as people come in and they decide that they want to do the work once, it's right there for them. And that's it. It's simple as that. So a couple of things I wanted to start talking about. First off, that's kind of it for our introductions and some of the updates. But I want to start talking about how to earn from this stuff, and also just and just some of the etiquette and some of the cultural aspects and expectations that we're looking for in the group, so that we can start picking out some leaders, because it can, I don't know if you guys would agree, but it can be kind of lonely on these webinars.
It can a little bit, but honestly, the more that you guys participate and the more that you guys post inside of the chat and stuff like that, it helps a lot, because then it gives us feedback as to what things that you're struggling with, or what things you have questions about and stuff like that. So any questions that you have, put them into that comments box, and it'll help to, because if you have a question, somebody else probably has the exact same question. Yep. So
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely, 100%. Hey, Clint, good to see you. And hey, John here as well. I'm glad you're a big fan of running a business like a business. So, Julian, or not Julian, I'm sorry, Fidel said he may jump on. He had a personal obligation he needed to take care of, so he may jump on a little later. Hopefully he does. If not, we'll run without him. We like to keep things moving forward. So, I've been hearing a lot of awesome feedback inside the Facebook group, and moreover, more and more, we're seeing more people getting conversion with the system. And they've all contributed back to one thing. They've all contributed back to following the steps that we laid out. Saron was talking last week. hey, just invite people to this webinar, and we'll help you. We'll do the selling and telling for you. We'll explain the program. After all, hey, we're the ones who built it. We're the ones who so we kind of know it inside and out. And as Sarah was mentioning, just bringing people to the webinar is one of the most effective ways to get conversion. We've been seeing a huge increase in people's results. I don't know if you guys have looked in the Facebook group lately, but there are screenshots galore for people that, people that order traffic. There's just tons of them. Yeah, we got China on the call, Minnesota, Nevada, South Carolina. Love it, man. So we've been getting screenshots from the traffic. We're getting screenshots from people's own efforts, whenever they're going out and they're driving their own traffic, which is so awesome. And then the other thing is that we're seeing people that are following through on step 1, following through on step 2, and following through on step 3. The guys that are following through on step 2, guys and gals, I should say, they're emailing their list about changes. They're emailing their list about updates. And when we made the change yesterday or 2 days ago, when we added Beyond Push and Ultimate Rev Share, we saw a massive amount of people get referrals into their system. And all they did was just email their list like, hey, new updates inside of the RevShare Lifestyle system. Log in and check it out. And that's all they did. It was that simple. That's how easy that email was. And some people were sending me messages like, man, I just got 8 referrals. I just got 5 referrals. I just got 3 referrals. It was just like, and all they did was send out an email to their list. I was like, well, how big is your list? They're like, 100 people, man. That's it. I just got 100 people. I just got 8 referrals out of my email. So this is like, it's that simple, guys. It goes right back to what we were saying. Hey, just set up your system and then just send traffic to it and send people to this webinar every week. It's that simple. And the people that have been following that. Yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say what's even cooler, a cooler feeling than seeing. I mean, obviously it's great to see the accounts, like when you set up some of the rev shares and you see the accounts grow and multiply and stuff like that. That's cool. Don't get me wrong, but it's pretty awesome to get 2, 3, 4, 5 referral checks coming into your inbox every couple of hours. Like that's pretty incredible thing. You got like $5 here, $10 here, $9 here, $3 here, like just all day long, every single day. Like that's a bad feeling.
No, that's a
Joel, what can you say about that, brother?
Oh man, I mean, it's been one of the most blessed feelings that I've had since we started this, and just getting to watch them, come in consistently over and over again has been, it's good to see. But what I love most about it is that it builds belief. It builds belief for myself. I've been in online marketing for a long time. I've been running my own businesses since 2008. So I'm about 8 years into my own businesses. And, I got online in 2013. And you guys know, I mean, you guys have, I'm sure plenty of people on this webinar have been there before where, where you're struggling, you're just trying to push, like, get a little bit of a commission here and there. And, with RevShare Lifestyle, it just has not been hard. We're getting referrals into every program that we've had inside the system. The referrals just for people that have never had results. We had somebody who picked up some traffic last week, and he was expressing to me, he's like, hey, I've been online for about 5 years. I've never gotten a referral into anything in 5 years. And I was like, holy crap, like, wow, like, he's like, so I, just buying the traffic, all of a sudden I got like 50 referrals. I mean, it's just like, what the hell? And, that's really cool to see because, out of those 50 referrals, not everybody's going to take action because not everybody believes in your business like you guys do who are actually showing up to this webinar. But the people that, that join your program and they're like, man, like this is it. This is the one for me. And they see the simplicity of it. They get in, they take action. It only takes one person underneath you to actually take action to really see some sizable commissions. You know, I know somebody, I think, I want to say it was Fidel or something like that. He had somebody come in, they just dropped like $1,000 into Fortnite Pays. And that represents, you know, pretty substantial commission for you. You know, you're getting like 10% on that front end, and you know, I mean, that's $100 right there for you to grow your ad packs with, for you to grow your shares with, and that's the power of the system, getting those multiple income streams and having those multiple commissions coming into your email all day long. For me, it builds a ton of belief. For me, it lets me know that what we're doing here, it matters. It lets me know that what we're doing here creates impact. And I think that when, you know, in another few weeks, when this system, so you guys know, you know, we launched on January 27th, so we're not quite 2 months old. We've got over 4,000 people inside of the system. We've got around 1,200 people or so inside the Facebook group in less than 2 months, guys. And, you know, from that time frame, we've had a lot of firsts. Had a lot of people that are brand new, or a lot of people that have been struggling for years online that are getting their first taste of success. And that is because the system is designed in such a way that's just so straightforward. It's not confusing. You don't need to know how to build a brand. You don't need to know how to do all this crazy crap. You don't even have to know how to run traffic. You know, I mean, you can get traffic from the rev shares. You can get traffic from step 3. It's all there. It's all available for you, and that's powerful to create that impact in people's lives. And I think that, you know, we're going to have a lot of leaders begin to step up and start showing on the leaderboard and whatnot, and showing on these webinars, and then they'll probably end up on these webinars explaining how they did it. You know, just saying, yeah, you know, all I did was work the steps, and that's it. And I, you know, just help my team get set up, help them set up their RevShare Lifestyle accounts, and get set up into each of the programs, and that was it. That was all I did. It wasn't that hard.
So. Yeah, that's what I'm seeing most of the folks who are coming in and actually taking action, getting their system set up as quickly as possible, asking their questions within the group and getting those answered. They're the ones I'm seeing that's having the most success right away, and I'm loving that. That's the one thing I'm loving to see in the group. Just taking that action. I mean, again, we're there for you. There's always someone in there 24/7. So why not? Of course, we have these weekly webinars. So for some folks not really active in the group, they might jump on the webinar. So that's why it's always important to email and get them on the webinars so we could get those questions answered here, get them going, get their team going, and, you know, so to allow everyone to have success with the system. That's what I'm loving about it.
Absolutely.
How long would you guys say? How long would you guys say it takes to set up all the accounts? Like, if you were to sit down, you know, you were to sit down and just without stopping, set up every single account, how long would you say it would take?
I would say, just because a lot of these people are probably new and you know, they haven't gone through, they haven't read what these offers are about necessarily. I would say if you took your time, an hour at the most. That's it. That's if you took your time. Really? Yeah, you know, I mean, that's like I mean, I could probably do one in like 10 minutes, but you know, if you really sat down, took the time, watched some trainings, watched, you know, read the text inside the setup steps, things like that, probably an hour at the most. So it's really not long at all.
So you guys hear that? Those of you that are on this that are new, it takes an hour to sit down, set up. I mean, you can do that, you know, after you get home from work. You can do it before work, after, you know, an hour after you wake up or something. You know, it takes like an hour at most. You know, I can imagine an hour and a half if you were to stop and eat lunch in the middle of it. So,
your time breaks. Yeah.
and then you just, you know, you post that on your face. I mean, let me ask another question. Is about how many people do you think the average person probably has how many friends on their Facebook account, their personal account. You might have, let's just imagine how many friends you might have on there.
I'm gonna pull out a statistical average. I think it's like 280 is like the statistics.
280.
At least 100, most folks, yeah.
Yeah.
Between family, friends, and coworkers, at least 100. Easily, I think.
Probably,
especially spending time on Facebook.
It's probably some referrals in there, especially for a brand like a free system that converts.
Absolutely.
Probably some referrals in there. So those of you that are brand new, that have never gotten referrals online before, you've never bought traffic before, you're still trying to figure all this stuff out. Holy cow! Like if you have a Facebook page and you have the system, put your link on your Facebook page, and ta-da, done. You're gonna have some referrals.
Right.
It's as simple as that.
Pretty much. I mean, just say it with like something, a little bit of curiosity, and just say something along the lines of, hey, I found out, I discovered a free system that allows me to earn money online. Check it out here. Like.
Yep.
And you're listening to a copy guy. Like, it's not the beauty of getting people to take action through copy or through ads is simplicity. It's don't confuse people. Just give them something that they can that they can understand and then take action on.
Absolutely.
And you'll have a percentage to do. You always will have a percentage to do.
Exactly. And start by getting one. If you can get one, you can get two. You can get two, you can get four. You can get four, you can get 8. And that's essentially all it is. I love what John had to say. Do it having a couple of cold ones.
Yes.
And yeah, Raymond, don't end up in Facebook jail. Raymond ended up in Facebook jail the other day. He was messaging me about it. But yeah, when you put out so many messages promoting, but yeah, I mean, just something on your own timeline, you can post whatever you want. On your own timeline, if you're not tagging a bunch of people and stuff, on your own personal Facebook page, you can put whatever you want, and you're not going to get in Facebook jail unless that's all you do. And even then, I've seen people that's all they do, and they're not in Facebook jail. But if you're messaging people, a lot, then that can happen. But on your own Facebook page, that's your own billboard, man. It's your own free ad space, and
and then what? I want to see what the comment
is. City. What a lot of folks do is they will post the information on their Facebook profile, but they'll tag folks to it, right? So they make sure certain key folks actually see it. Mm-hmm. I've seen a lot of folks do that. For people who have their profiles set to where it allows them to be tagged. So that's something else that kind of grabs some attention back to whatever you post on your profile.
Mm-hmm. So you guys are.
So that's.
Go ahead, sir.
I was just gonna say. So that is the way. If you're brand new and you're just coming in and you're just trying to get your first couple of referrals ever, maybe. Or you just want to. I mean, I would do that. I've seen pros that make millions that do that. So there's nothing wrong with posting on your page, especially if you have influence. Now, if you want to fast track it, if you want to just get the horse moving, then one of the ways to do that is to buy traffic. And with this particular offer, Joel's tested this. Joel has the copy, knows what copy works. He knows he's got the audience. So a fast track to doing this, and I'm not promoting. I'm not trying to sit here and say that this is the only way, but Joel has a system in place for you to be able to get traffic and to get more referrals. So it's just plain and simple, a plain and simple system to implement. It's like you post or you buy traffic. Post, buy traffic. Post, buy traffic, and you make referrals.
And
simple.
It all comes down to, no matter what, at the end of the day, all you're really doing with the system is once you set it up, you're just getting traffic. Someone said to me today, and this is a lesson I learned a long time ago, is that there's no such thing necessarily as free traffic. because you either pay with your time or you pay with your money. So, if it's your time, then it's a quick 5-minute Facebook post. Or it's blogging, or it's the other, I'm not going to go down all these rabbit holes of free traffic because there's just too many. But, it's one of those two things. But no matter what, your main goal is just set up your system and send traffic to it. It's that easy. And, there's just, I love, what you were saying, Sarah, about just posting on your Facebook timeline wall, because I built my whole business there. This is my third online business, so people are aware. And, I built both of my previous online businesses from my Facebook page, starting with my Facebook page. And, generated interest from my Facebook page. And also, it's a great way to kind of test your audience and see who you have already in your audience that's already listening to you. And that right there is pretty powerful, because you can look at it and say, okay, well, 10% of the people that follow me or are connected with me on Facebook are all doing the same thing I'm trying to do. This is the perfect fit. And you'll pull a couple of those people in there. That'll help you generate a budget. That'll help you generate an advertising budget. If you guys don't have an advertising budget right now, I highly recommend setting aside 30 to 50%, possibly even more, of your earnings for ads. Okay, until you get to at least $1,000 a month or something like that in net profits. That's when I started and finally got something working. I started doing 100% of my commissions back into ads. So I would literally earn $20. I'd go buy $20 worth of traffic. I'd earn $100. I'd go buy $100 worth of traffic. And the reason I did that is because I knew that by continuing to build my list and by continuing to expand my influence, then that would expand my commissions, so that now I can earn a couple of $1,000s off of an advertising thing, what have you. And that came from doing it that way, where I was just aggressively buying ads for a period of 6 months. And I don't think that my business would be near where it's at today if I didn't hit it with that much commitment and that much aggression. And all I did was just the same thing every single day. I created a daily checklist for myself, and I woke up and did that daily checklist every single day. So that's it. So with RevShare Lifestyle, you've got a daily checklist that's inside the Facebook group. It's inside the Files tab of the Facebook group. And if you guys check that out, I'm going to check it and make sure that it's relevant. I know it's not updated with the new offers, but it's the exact same steps, which is, A, set up your system. B, work your offers. Click your ads every day, buy your ad packs, and make your withdrawals every day. Same thing. Then email your list every day. Email them on Wednesdays 3 times a day about the webinar, and buy traffic, and that's it. So that's the whole checklist. So, and I just make sure I go through and check that list off every day. Raymond says he forgot how to send people to the webinar and then get them as your referral when they press the Get Started button. Yeah. So if you guys notice at the end of your promotional link inside of RevShare Lifestyle, it says RevShareLifestyle.com *user ID equals, and then it's your username. So here at rslwebinars.com, you can just do rslwebinars.com *user ID equals, and then your RevShare Lifestyle username. It's the exact same. The link looks pretty much identical. It's just rslwebinars.com instead of RevShareLifestyles.com. So.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we can post that in a place where you guys can get to it super easy.
Yeah, definitely. I posted it up in the Facebook group today, and I definitely need to find a good place to stick it inside of the actual system. Just haven't found that right spot yet. Yeah, I can definitely post that list, John. I'll write it up after I do the after we're done with the webinar tonight. I'll write it up and I'll post it inside of the Facebook group, and then there'll eventually be some daily checklists and weekly and monthly checklists that end up inside of RevShare Lifestyle. All that stuff's being worked on, but as you guys know, we can only do so much to the system at once. I'm only I do like 99% of the system work in there. So because
Guys, Joel is the technician. He's the entrepreneur. He's the founder. He's the technician. He's the support guy. Like, the dude is a machine. Okay, so like if you have any question as to how much he cares, just search through the group feed, and you will see his face probably somewhere within the last hour. There's an animal.
True. I was answering questions about 5 minutes before this webinar.
Great. So. And he's handling traffic support tickets. So like making sure that your traffic goes through and making sure that purchases go in on time. I mean, the dude's having to do it all.
Yeah.
And so that's the thing. You know that the guy cares, and you know that he's going to put together a system that is going to work for you. So no complaining back there, because it just makes more work. Okay.
Amen to that. About that too. I think that where we're going with this is, when we first started this, we kind of got this big mass appeal really fast, and which is cool because we appealed to everybody, anybody and everybody, which is awesome. Made the system grow really fast. But going forward, what we're doing, and what you'll consistently see on these webinars, and what you'll consistently see inside the Facebook group, is we are going to turn all of you guys into entrepreneurs. And I say that because I like saying bold things. I like being bold. A lot of you guys don't know my story, and I'm probably going to get into that tonight because I was thinking it's a good time to do that. But we're going to turn you guys into entrepreneurs, and you're going to understand not just how to make money inside of a RevShare. You're going to understand how to run a business. And I say that because what it is that a lot of you guys don't know where I've been or what I've been through. But I started my first business in 2008. And I ran it for a year. We expanded really fast, and we made a lot of money really fast, which was great. I was 23 years old when I got started, or 24, and within 2 months we had 14 employees. Within 3 months we had 2 stores. Within 4 months we had 3 stores, and we just kept growing and growing and growing. And I didn't have any systems like RevShare Lifestyle. I didn't have any automation like RevShare Lifestyle. So I was doing it all, and I was training people how to handle their sales, how to handle customer service, customer support, all of these different things. So I was doing training in 3 different locations, handling all the inventory, every single thing you could possibly think of. I mean, the list. If there was 40 hours in one day, it wasn't enough time to run that business. And it was great. I was making a ridiculous amount of money at 24 years old. But I was working, at one point, I worked 123 hours straight for 4 weeks in a row. Now, there are only 168 hours in a week, okay? So that 123 hours straight for 4 straight weeks, it eventually, 2 days after my 25th birthday, my heart seized up. And, I stopped breathing. I had an asthma attack and all these different things. I ended up on life support, and I was blacked out for days. And all the doctors told my wife I wasn't going to make it. My baby was brand new. My son wasn't even a year old yet, and I had hit a wall because a couple of things. Number one, I cared a lot about about that business. I cared a lot about everybody in that business having success, but I didn't understand automation. I didn't understand how to run a business like a business. Um, and when I woke up, from basically death, 5 days later, I woke up and said to myself, like, I'm never going to run a business like this again. I'm going to find a way to have automation. I'm going to find a way to have time. I'm going to find a way to make a lot of money, and I'm going to do the work once. And I'm going to find a way to help others do the same, because nobody ever should ever have to live like this. And, from there I went on this journey that eventually ended up here at RevShare Lifestyle. And, that's exactly what this system is designed to do. It's designed to give you money, which is cash flow, and it's all handled in step 1. It's designed to give you time and automation. That's all handled in step 2. And it's designed to scale your business so you can make a lot of money. That's all handled in step 3. 7 years and a lot of hard work and a lot of dedication to my own success and my own experience and my own education has been all leading to that, all boiling it down to one simple way to where anybody can make a profit, anybody can make a business, not just money, okay? Not just making money online, but somebody can make a business where they can push a couple buttons and they can make some real money, and all they have to do is work a couple steps every day and help others do the same. And I wanted to tell that story because I wanted you guys to know where I'm coming from, what motivated me to create this system, and why I know that the system will work for the people that follow the vision. Why I know that this will work for the people that, notice I'm not saying this is going to work for everybody. I want you guys to take note of that. That this is going to work for the people that follow the culture, follow the steps, get positive in the group, and learn everything that they can about the system and adapt to the changes as they come. Those are the people that this is gonna work for. And if you guys are all in, type down in the comments, say I'm all in, because I can wholeheartedly tell you guys that I'm all in for you. Our leaders up here, Saron, Julian, Fidel, Twee, we're all in for you. We're putting all our chips on the table for you guys. If you guys are all in, type it in the comments. Say I'm all in. I want you guys to get fired up. I want you guys to be excited that this is RevShare Lifestyle, that you're a RevShare Lifestyler.
Those of you guys that are on here are paving the way. You're the ones that are leading by example, and what's going to end up happening is that over time the income will follow. And there's always going to be, you got to understand, this is a high, like when you're talking about high payouts over a quick amount of time, over a short amount of time, it can be riskier, okay? There is a risk involved, but that's why a guy like Joel takes the time that he does to figure out the best programs to put into the RSL platform. And what that does is that if there is a problem with one system or another, you have others to fall back on. So if you focus your energy on driving referrals to RSL, what happens is your income largely comes from referrals, from just setting up the system. You drive traffic and you get paid. You drive traffic, you get paid. Drive traffic, you get paid. That's the beauty of having multiple offers inside of one platform. And so regardless of which, if there is a system that just doesn't seem to be working the way, or a company that does not seem to be working the program the way they should, or something's not working right, you have others that should be replacing that income. Okay, if you can focus your energy on being a leader in this group, on showing up on these webinars and consistently getting the people that you're connecting with showing up on these webinars, guys, that's a business. That's you building a business. That's you being a real entrepreneur. Okay, we've just given you a platform that you can utilize, but this is where you get to be a real entrepreneur, and that is being a leader. Because an entrepreneur isn't just somebody that goes out and makes money. That's not what an entrepreneur is. Okay, a sales guy can go out and just make money. So it's not about the money. An entrepreneur is a visionary. An entrepreneur is a leader. An entrepreneur is somebody that rallies the team, that leads the pack, that paints the vision, the picture, and gets people to follow. That alone, money follows the entrepreneur. Money follows the visionary. And so if you can nail that down and continue in that, you'll be just fine. This system will explode for you. You know?
That's powerful. That was.
You like that?
Yeah, no, it's just
off the cuff.
That was awesome, man.
That was powerful stuff. Hey, I'm seeing a lot of comments in the thread about people waiting on pending payments from Triple Threat. Hey, I want you guys to take note of something. John Dietrich just said it, man. I was just about to say it. Do not let Triple Threat pending withdrawals impede your success. Move forward one step at a time. John Dietrich, you just took the words right out of my mouth. Okay? That is exactly what I believe, too. There's a reason why we decided to move away from Triple Threat, and, I got nothing but love for them, got nothing but respect, whatever that, they're going to move their business forward the way that they want to. We're going to move our business forward with what aligns with our culture, with our vision, and what it is that, that we're looking to help you guys do. And if your sponsor is not, if your sponsor isn't helping you get set up, or if your sponsor isn't helping you in some way, we are here. The Facebook group is here for you. I'm here for you. Julian's here for you. Saron's here for you. We just ask your questions in the group. The whole community is holding you up. The whole community is here to support you. These webinars, I mean, like, these things are getting on fire. I mean, every week we got more people that are participating. Every week there's more people showing up. Every day that we're adding like 150 people to the Facebook group, like, daily. I wanted to, like, we were at like 1,001, and I was like gonna go make a whole banner, about like, hey, we got 1,000 people in our Facebook group, and I happened to be out around town running errands. By the time I got back home, about 3 hours later, we were almost at 1,100. So, I was just like, oh, well, there we go, hooray!
People flying and loving the system.
Yeah, exactly. And exactly what John Dietrich was saying. Like, don't let anything impede your success. You are a champion. You are a warrior. You are somebody who you care enough about your success. You care enough about your wealth. You care enough about your dreams to show up on a webinar, to show up and devote an hour of your time on a Wednesday night to your RevShare lifestyle family. I mean, that's hard. That's powerful. I mean, that's impact waiting to happen. And I know each and every one of you. I know Raymond Knapp. I know John Dietrich. I know Kevin Liu. I know all of you guys have a vision for yourself. I know each and every one of you guys is not getting online to make a couple of bucks. You guys are getting online because you want to have a better lifestyle that you know that you deserve. And that's what you can do here. I wholeheartedly, I believe that with all of my heart. I believe that with all of my soul. And I wouldn't have gone through all the different things that I've gone through in my life just to come here and make RSL and devote as many hours in time and dealing with the constant changes in the marketplace and adapting to all those things. I wouldn't put that much energy and effort in to just create something to make a couple bucks, because if I want to make a couple bucks, I can just sell affiliate products and run traffic to it, and it's not hard for me to do that. But I want a better lifestyle for everybody. Saron, I mean, for those, me and Saron go way back. Okay, we've had some deep conversations, or as we like to say, deep conversations. Deep. We spent some nights where we were, talking till like 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning. At some masterminds, and I mean, what was the one thing? What did it always come back to, you, Saron? It always came back to impact.
It's always been impact.
Everything that we always ended up talking about was always like, how can we create something to impact others so that others can go and impact others, so that we can create this ripple effect in the world. It always came back to that impact.
Yeah. Yeah, Joel's been saying that word for a long, long time. I can second that. And the vision here, being from outside and having my own companies and stuff like that. I mean, I have multiple businesses. I'm in like 7 different niches right now that I can think of off the top of my head. And when I look at this and I'm like, holy crap! Like for the average guy, this is a dream come true. Like, it's a dream come true, and it's just so simple to work. And I'm not saying that to like, advertise anybody up here that you're watching on this screen. No, this is you. This is for you. You're here. You found it. Now you just got to follow the program. And we'll be having other people up on this screen showing what you've done, how much you have made by bringing, by being a leader and by bringing people in the system. I mean, it's simple steps, guys. So simple. It's mind-boggling. It's mind-boggling. And there's not any service work that you have to do. One of the things that scares entrepreneurs half to death is the getting into a business and then having to be the fulfillment side, Like in my businesses, in a lot of areas, I am the one building the funnels. I'm writing sales copy. I'm building web pages. I'm advertising for these different niches, buying traffic, monitoring the traffic. There's a lot of fulfillment that happens in a regular business. And so the beauty of tapping into a system is that all you've got to do, you have support taken care of. Okay, you have leadership like Joel and Twee and us that will, and even the great thing is that this community responds to the questions in the group. So if you got new people, or if you're new and you just write a question in the group, there's a whole army, and it's only begun. Like, it's only just begun. A whole army to answer your questions. So that's amazing. So if you have any questions, if your sponsor went MIA, then all you got to do is just hop in that group and ask your question there, and you'll get a slew of answers right out of the gate. And I encourage anybody that wants to be a leader and wants to make money in leadership, like I'm telling you, you have an opportunity right now just to answer people's questions. You just go in there and answer people's questions, and they will see you as a leader and follow you. And that's an incredible thing. So I just can't stress enough following the very basics, going through the steps. It's just make sure all of your accounts are set up, and be on have each of the accounts set up inside of that platform, and then drive people to it. and focus your main energy. Like if you were thinking, if this was a game of stocks and you were buying companies or buying shares of companies, you're not going to put all of your money in the highest risk asset, right? You're going to diversify it a little bit. You're going to take some and you're going to buy it into this stock, and you're going to take money and you're going to put it into this stock. Now, I'm not saying that's what this is, but what I am saying is that diversification is somewhat of a key in a higher stakes game. And so by focusing your energy on promoting RSL, you're diversified. That's it. You can't really get more diversified than that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the least risky option of anything. And then you work each program as with your extra. Work each program with your extra, and you don't dump a ton of money into each program. You start off small, be patient, and work it. Grow your seed capital. Grow it, roll it, and buy traffic. And guys, that's the game. That's the game.
Yeah. And let me chime in real quick, because one thing about systems, because I've watched Joel build another system before in a different opportunity. Because I met Joel a few years ago at one of his first events, and I've seen him take that system. Because I was doing something else. I was working on some other opportunity, and I saw Joel took a system and it really exploded. So I knew when he came to me and mentioned this, and I saw what it was and how simplistic it was, I was like, oh my goodness, you guys really have a very powerful system here. And if you could just take the time and go through those steps and get everything set up, Joel's a workaholic. He's always working on the system. He's always tweaking and making, doing the best. That's doing what's best for everyone involved. So this is, it was an honor for me to be involved with this, and when he brought this to me, guys, this is simple. Just take your time, go through the system, get those questions answered. We're here to support you. Even these webinars are powerful. Let me tell you one thing, guys. These webinars, I send these webinars out to my list. I get a lot of signups from these webinars. Outside of these webinars work, so for the folks who are not involved in the group, these webinars will actually help to even bring them back to the group. I've seen that. So guys, you have a really powerful system here. Just take your time, like I said, go through it. You've got an awesome community, and we've got everything you need right here. Okay, just focus on sending traffic to the RevShare lifestyle system. Everything else will take care of itself.
Absolutely, guys. This is probably one of the most powerful webinars I think we've had.
Just wait till next week, Joel. Just wait till next.
Keep raising the bar each time, right?
Hey, that's how you guys know that's how I am. How can we get better?
Roll.
Always. How can we get better? All the time. John's got the most simple message. I love John because he's just so ridiculously clear. Just buy traffic. It's just so simple. I bought traffic, 58 referrals. Having a hard time with conversion, been sending emails, help me please. Yeah, definitely. Okay. So Greg, one of the things that happens, okay, is we end up with a lot of referrals that don't do anything. Every system does, and it's probably one of the most frustrating things about it being an online marketer. What I found, because this, for those of you guys who know, this is not my first rodeo. This is not my first system, and this is not my first time sending traffic, and it's not my first time building other people's systems. I've built lots of other people's systems. I had another system that I built, grew to over 10,000 members in less than 3 months, the way that I was able to get them to convert was not 100% through the system. All the systems all over the internet convert at usually less than 10%. Most of them are around 2%. We're closer to like 12, which is really high. That's people that actually went through. They became an account member, but then they also went and actually signed up for something, which is really, really high. It's about 10% higher than the industry average. But what converts people better than just about anything else is consistently inviting them to the Facebook groups and to the webinars. What ends up happening is, like, if you guys are looking for instant results, don't expect them. I mean, it's the wrong expectation. The right expectation is, all right, you've got 58 referrals, and of those 58, let's say, 50 of them are on your email, or 58 are on your email list. Let's just be realistic here. 10 of them unsubscribe. So now you've got 48, emails. Of your 48 people that are on your list, 5 of them end up in the Facebook group. Of those 5 that end up in the Facebook group, 3 go through and take action. That's all you're after. Like, you're not attempting to convert everybody. If you're trying to convert everybody, Sarah knows this one. I know Julian knows this one too. If you're talking to everybody, you're talking to nobody.
Yep.
So who I want you to talk to is your ideal client. I want you to talk to the person who you would love to get up and help every day. For me, I've written it out. I have probably 100 notebooks, but of the notebooks that have written out, I have a RevShare Lifestyle notebook, and that RevShare Lifestyle notebook has written out very clearly exactly who I want to work with. I want to work with people who are inspiring. I want to work with people who are inspired. I want to work with people who don't give up. I want to work with people who find a way. This is a really cool story. I had a coaching client that became a client last June for a 6-month coaching program. He was on the verge of homelessness. Okay, he had no job, and he went and helped his brother 1 day a week for $30. Okay, so this guy's income was $30 a week. He lived in Philadelphia, so he didn't live in a cheap city. Okay, he was sleeping in his car 3 or 4 days a week, and then his mom would let him stay over in her basement a couple days a week because she had the house free to herself because she had all these other people living in the house too. The coaching, we heavily discounted our coaching, was still $2,000. And this guy somehow, some way, because it was a must for him, came up with $2,000 within 3 days. And that was not because this guy had $2,000 lying around. It wasn't because he had the money sitting on a credit card somewhere that he didn't want to use or whatever. The guy went out, hustled his ass off. He was selling stuff on Craigslist. He was like flipping things on Craigslist. The guy went out, he picked up like temp jobs, like day jobs. The guy did anything and everything. I swear he worked 72 hours straight during that 72-hour period. I doubt that the guy slept. Somehow, some way, the guy came up with the $2,000. The reason why I tell the story is because that guy made it a must that he would succeed. And here he is 6 months later. The guy's got his own little business. He's doing well. He's making a hell of a lot more than $30 a week. Him and his wife and his little baby. They actually have a fairly successful online business. They're earning a few $1,000s a month. They're not living in a car half the time. They have an apartment. They've grown significantly. And it's because this guy made it a must that he would succeed. Tony Robbins says, we don't get our wants in life, we get our musts. We get the things that we must accomplish before we die, that we must accomplish today. So, when it comes down to creating conversion, hey, Thelma, good to see you. I've not seen you chime in before, so I'm glad to see you here. For those of you who want the success, want isn't enough. You've got to create it. You've got to turn it into a must, and live by that must. And so, to go back to your question about creating more conversion, speak with the passion that you have for the system. Speak with the passion that you have for your dreams. Let it come through in your marketing. Let it come through on your Facebook timeline. Let it come through in your emails. And what you'll find is you'll start to get conversions because you're being authentic, because you're not trying to sell something. If you guys have noticed, how often am I on here pitching? I don't give a shit about pitching. It's not my MO. It's not why I'm here. I'm here because I have a passion for this stuff. I have a passion to help people. I have a passion to create an impact. And that's why conversion is easy for me, is because I don't really watch the numbers that much other than what I'm required to watch, and I focus more on the people that are doing stuff instead of the people that aren't doing stuff. You know, somebody who comes to me, somebody like John or something like that, he wants to add something to the system or what have you, somebody like Saron or Raymond Knapp, you know, I mean, these guys are working their system. They're doing the work required. And when they come to me and they ask a question, the reason why I have time for these guys is not because I'm made of time. Everybody has 24 hours in a day. The reason why I'm there to help these guys, I don't even know, like, I know Raymond's in my downline, but I don't know if Kevin is, and I don't know if John is. You know, I don't watch that stuff. What I'm here to do is I'm here to help people succeed, and that's it. Period. And that's going to be, you know, I mean, these guys are coming to me, they're asking questions. The reason why I make time for them is because I want to see them succeed. And, you know, I think that, yeah, exactly. You know, I get what I want in life by helping enough people get what they want. And, you know, Ziggy said it best. He really did. You know, the reason why, you know, these guys are creating the success they're creating, awesome, John. I'm glad that you're in my downline. I didn't know, to be completely honest, John, I don't know who's in my downline. I just know who reaches out to me.
And to be completely honest, John, he's like super stoked about that now because he knows you're working it.
Exactly. You know, because
no, I'm jealous.
No, I mean, that to me, like, that makes me proud to know that John is in my downline, because John has no problem sending me a Facebook message and asking me a question. John has no problem getting in the Facebook group and answering questions. John has no problem acting as a leader so that he can go and be a leader, and so that he can go and create the conversion that he wants to create. And wish he can change my sponsor. You know what, Kevin? You're sponsored by the system now, brother. Okay? You're sponsored by me. You're sponsored by Saron. You're sponsored by Julian. You're sponsored by everybody in the Facebook group. Okay? No need to change your sponsor, brother, because we're here for you. And
yeah, the thing is, guys, it has really, if in any, this is the one system where it really does not matter who your sponsor is. I can't stress that enough, like how little that matters at all. You don't need your sponsor's help to work this thing. It's just too simple. Honestly, it's just way too simple. You have this back office where it's like 5 steps. It's like 5 steps. And then you just work those 5 steps, and then if you have any questions, you just use the Facebook group. So the Facebook group is your help support line. Just like if you buy an online product, like a tool, like an online tool, you don't have a sponsor for that online tool. You have a support room, right? So if you have questions, you go to the support. Same thing. Like if you have questions setting up your system, support. You know, as the Facebook group. It's a group effort. It's a team effort. So really, it doesn't matter who your sponsor is. What is going to matter is who your downline is, and I hope to see one of my downline, somebody that I brought in, you know, show up on one of these webinars, and then, you know, hopefully get so big that they have to speak and tell everybody how they did it. That's the guy I want. I hope that my downline is up there. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't matter who your upline is. You're going to be just fine. it matters who your downline is. So you just keep looking for those people.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And I like what John, this little conversation John and Greg just had. John is Greg's sponsor, and Greg came in from the traffic, and John keeps going back to buy more traffic, and that's an interesting cycle, awesome, isn't it? Because Greg is a person; he's not a traffic number. Okay? And I say that very clearly because the reason why I was able to create a six-figure traffic business, there's not a lot of profit in traffic. Just so you guys are aware, there's not a ton of money in traffic. I just want you guys to be absolutely clear on that. There's not a huge margin in the advertising expenses. But the reason why I was able to go and create a six-figure business on traffic is because I viewed every lead that came in as a person. I talked to them as a person. I treated them as a person, and as a result, you get people like Greg who take action. They're badasses. They're not. As a result, I don't get a bunch of people that are just names in a computer. I get people that do shit. I get people that are entrepreneurs. That's what we get with our traffic, And you're not looking to create 100 conversions from 100 clicks. Honestly, I don't give a crap if I buy 1,000 clicks and I get 50 leads. All I really care, which would be horrible results, by the way, but what I care about is that I care about that one person. I care about bringing in one guy who kills it. That's what I'm after. I'm not after. That's why conversion numbers are BS to look at anyway. What matters to look at is ROI. What matters to look at is the return on the investment. And if you bring in one kick-ass motherfucker, if you bring in one kick-ass mofo that does the job, you have made money. You have profited from the traffic. You have profited from your business, and then now you have a new friend, somebody who you can relate to, who cares about success as much as you do.
Yep.
So
good.
I mean, that
explains it.
I mean, that's all I'm after. So whenever I'm running traffic, I'm not looking to get as many people on my list as possible. I'm looking to get the right people. So I'd gladly take a lower conversion for more sales and more ROI and better people. And when I say better people, I mean people that they're here to succeed, and they have an unrelenting desire to succeed. They don't care, man. You know what? They don't care if they're in a third world country. They don't care if their currency is worth nothing. They somehow, some way, I can't even imagine how hard these guys have to work, or how much these guys have to dedicate to their success in order to come up with 30, 50 American dollars, where they're in a country like Thailand or something like that, where their money is just significantly lower value than American dollars. So and those guys still do it. So I mean, I look at that and I'm like, play on, player. You're a baller. You're a freaking badass, because that takes heart, and that's what's building the system is heart. And people like Greg, people like John, people like Raymond, people like Kevin, they're building the system with heart, and that's why they're succeeding, and that's why you can succeed too. So we're definitely running a little bit long tonight, but I think we got a lot of great stuff to say.
Yeah.
But I want to kind of cap this off tonight. First off, with some questions. and also with some final thoughts as well. So if you guys got questions, throw them in there now. You know, I want to kind of cap it off with some final thoughts. You know, Saron or Julian, you guys are welcome to start. I kind of want to take a moment to collect my thoughts too. So if you guys have something that you guys want to say, jump in.
Absolutely. Guys, this was probably like one of the best webinars. I'm loving it. But guys, again, just be consistent. Follow the steps. I say this every single time because that's just the bottom line. Follow the steps. You got help in the group. We're there. We got your back. And show up in these webinars, and you'll get whatever success looks like to you at the end of the day. That's my final thoughts, guys.
Absolutely. Yeah. Quick rundown on Beyond Push. Raymond, I got a video I'm gonna put up for that. That would explain it way more than me on this webinar. So I'll get that video probably out tonight inside the system. Okay. So I'd much rather have that video explain it than have me try and, because it's just not going to come out with the best information. So I'd rather give that video out. So, Sarah, what about you, brother? Final thoughts?
I just got to say that everybody that's watching this right now, you guys are rock stars. You're already doing it. You're here, and just keep doing this. You know, just keep showing up, and the people that show up are the ones that are going to succeed. It always happens like that. Just keep showing up. I mentioned this on the last webinar, but it's worth, I think, repeating, is when I started getting serious about having a real powerful business was when I set a 2-year goal. I finally realized that setting 90-day and 6-month goals just weren't compelling enough. They weren't strong enough. And so when I decided to set a 2-year goal, well, that means that, okay, now it's not so much about what happens immediately. It's what happens over a long time. So it's not, you don't wake up every day expecting to see a result every single day. You wake up expecting to see a result 2 months from now, you know, based on your actions that you took today. Mm-hmm. So it makes it easier to just do the steps every single day, and eventually you start to see the results. You really do. It's an amazing thing. And like I remember when I was on the other side of, you know, listening to trainings and stuff like that, and wondering, like, when am I going to get my big break? When is it going to happen? It honestly comes from just daily action for a long period of time. And that's okay. You're going to grow a lot. But just doing what you're doing. You guys, if you're here now, you're a rock star. Just keep on doing that, and look for your guys that are going to do the exact same thing. Look for your guys that are going to show up on the webinars. Push them to get on to the webinars, and I promise you that they will be a rock star for your team.
Absolutely. And that, it makes me think of, you know, for final thoughts, it just makes me think of, you know, what they say in Kung Fu, where it's just, you know, was it Bruce Lee who said, I don't fear the man who practices 10,000 kicks, I fear the man who practices one kick 10,000 times. And what that really goes to say is, master the basics, master that daily checklist that we laid out. You know, and I'll rehash it again to make it even more concise. But master those daily actions, and success will begin to compound. You know, when you can do those daily actions in your sleep, this will be one of the highest converting things you've ever seen in your freaking life. And it brings me back to this other story that I'll leave you guys with tonight. There was an Olympic team that was training. They were an Olympic biker team. They were training to do, I think it was the Tour de France, something like that. And what they were doing, you know, they brought in a new coach. And this coach's whole philosophy was to improve their game 1% at a time. Okay? They knew that they had a lot of work to do. They had a lot of work to do to get more physically fit to be able to complete this tournament. They had a lot of. They had to, they had to improve their bikes. They had to do so many different things. They had to focus on technique. They had to focus on stamina. They had to focus on breathing techniques and meditation processes and all these different things that they had to do to become better. And this coach's whole philosophy was, how can we increase our results by just 1% at a time? And they trained for 3 years creating this 1% increment, just getting 1% better, a slightly slimmer tire, a 1% lighter bike, 1%, better airflow within, better aerodynamics, 1% lighter clothing. They just focused on how can we just create these little 1% tweaks over and over and over again. And at the end of the time, at the end of the 3 years, this team that had consistently lost over and over again, year after year, when they were trying to compete in this tournament, this team came in number 1, well above everybody else. And it was because they built their mindset, they trained themselves, and they improved their equipment 1% at a time. So go and improve that 1% thing. Every single day, just focus on getting 1% better than you were yesterday. Do one more thing. Write one more line of ad copy. Send that email that you didn't send today. Just do one thing slightly better, week over week, day over day, and master the basics. And I promise you, in doing so, you'll create one of the biggest incomes and most stable incomes you've ever created in your entire life. And that dream and that success that you're after, and what success looks like to you. I know Raymond mentioned that he wants to get out of debt and he wants to buy a Tesla car. What success looks like to you will come. I'm not going to say it's going to happen tomorrow. Not going to say it's going to happen next week. I'm gonna go with Saron's philosophy, where Saron's looking at creating 2-year goals. He's looking at building a life, not just making money online. All right, guys, we're gonna leave you with that, and I hope that you guys got value out of tonight's webinar. I know I did. To me, this was incredibly powerful. I love connecting with you guys over these webinars. Love connecting in the Facebook group, and I love getting an opportunity to see my people and getting a chance to connect with Saron, connect with Julian, and have the three of us deliver this type of message for you, because it's all of our goal to help create entrepreneurs, to help create people with new life and new life energy, so that they can live the life that they want, the life that they find to be a success, and that you can go and be who you truly are and who you were born to be. And your destiny awaits, and we're here for you to help fulfill that. All right, guys.
Cool. Awesome.
All right, well, thanks so much for attending, guys. We will see you next week. And get active in the Facebook group. Work your daily checklist. Peace.
Take it easy.
Bye.
See you guys.